Good day, you guys, and welcome back. Start doing this today. It could save your marriage. So is everyone comfy? Everybody got their tea, their coffee? What about your seatbelt? Got your seatbelt? Put your seatbelt on because it's going to be a bumpy ride. So I'm curious, why do so many marriages fall apart? I wonder why. Oh, wait now. I know why. I have lived it. I have learned it, got the secrets, and I'm breaking it out for you today. So put your seatbelt on, sit down, have a cup of tea, enjoy, because you're in for a bumpy ride. Bumpy ride. If you think you know the answer why many marriages are falling apart, drop it down below in the comments. I would love to read your answer. I truly would. Pause the video right here and write your comment down below what you think. What is the main reason that marriages fall apart? Now that you have your answer written down, let's get back to the video. Pride. Pride is the reason that many marriages break down and end, sadly, in divorce. Pride. What is pride? Pride is when self has to always be right, whether it's the male, whether it's the female. I gotta be right. I know more than anybody. I know more than you. No, I know more than you. No, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. Sound familiar? And again, I'm saying all this because I've lived it. And I'm here today to let you know pride is the reason many marriages fall down. A marriage will crumble due to pride. So the biblical definition of pride is self-respect or improper and excessive self-esteem, known as conceit or arrogance. Does it sound familiar? Just curious. In your marriage, does this sound familiar? You put too much sugar in my tea. I don't like that much sugar. Does the TV have to be that loud? Come on, you're making me late. I want pizza. No, I want pasta. So if we stop with the pride and arrogance that's associated with the pride, we could focus so much more on respect. Is your marriage full of respect or is it full of pride? When it comes to respect, we need to learn to say a lot more please and thank yous in our home if we're outside. The husband and wife should practice so many more please and thank yous. And I already know some of you are thinking, this is so elementary. For some, maybe, but for others, people need to hear this. If you want to save your marriage, we need to start saying please and thank you a lot more. When it comes to laundry, if the wife is home and the husband's outside, and the husband comes home and sees the laundry done, and the laundry's not piled up anymore, and when he says thank you, that makes a wife feel great about herself. That makes a wife understand that the husband is thankful and he just doesn't take her for granted. If a wife is outside, doing whatever outside, and when she gets home the dishes are not piled up because she had such a busy day, or the kids are running around, and the husband is able to do the dishes, the wife should easily be able to say thank you, hubby, for doing the dishes. You know, if I'm sat in here watching a show in the evening and my husband brings a cup of tea to me, listen, I say thank you. When either one of us takes the meal out of the oven and places it down to eat, we both say please and thank you to each other all the time. I know this sounds so elementary. I get it. But we need to start bringing respect back into the marriage. Stop being so hostile with each other. Stop being so arrogant with each other. You want to keep being arrogant with your husband or wife? How is it working for you? That's the first question. How is it working? And the only reason I can do this video for you today, listen, I was married before. And in my first marriage, there was not a lot of please and thank yous. There was a lot of arrogance, a lot of pride, excessive self-esteem, and there was conceit. And that marriage crumbled. It crumbled. Because when you have hostile people in a marriage, it's not going to work. Arrogance in a marriage, it's not going to work. Pride in the marriage, it's not going to work. It may last for years, but are people truly happy? Will the couple really be happy? Listen, I'm not a counselor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm a woman. I'm a wife that have experience. When you pass each other in your home, do you look at each other and just say, I love you? My husband has nicknames for me today. I have nicknames for my husband today. And when we pass each other, listen, we say those nicknames. You gotta have love. You gotta have laughter. You gotta have respect. You gotta make your husband, your wife, feel that you still love them. Don't let the flame die. Do not let the flame die. When we show respect to our husband, our wife, they're going to feel so much more loved. They're going to feel so much more accepted, appreciated. Don't be resentful. Don't be bitter. Don't be arrogant. Don't be rude. Stop feeling like everything is a competition. I have said this for years to many people. A marriage is not a competition. When you have to feel competitive, what does that fall back to? Pride. I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. What? You're on the same team. When you're on the same team, you want your husband or your wife to win just like you want to win. For example, again, when I do laundry, when it's mine, not that we take turns, but when I see that the laundry is so high and I have the time, or I make the time to do laundry, and my husband sees that there's clean socks in his drawer again, clean underwear, clean shirts, clean jeans, clean pajamas, what does he say all the time? Thank you. When my husband does dishes and it lifts the burden for me for a little bit because I'm busy elsewhere, what do you think I'm going to say to my husband? Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. That meant so much. When you love each other enough, you will say please and thank you. If there's not a lot of please and thank yous in your home, I would work on that quick. Work on it fast. It will save your marriage. So in Ephesians, in the Bible, chapter 5, it talks a lot about wives and husbands. I'm going to read to you a portion of the scripture, verses 28 down to 33. In this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After all, no one ever hated his own body, but he feeds and cares for it, just as Christ does the church. For we are members of his body. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So when we hear one flesh, that omits competition. Stop being competitive. This is a profound mystery, but I am talking about Christ and the church. However, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. So listen. So if the husband is constantly showing the wife love, what do you think she's going to do with that love? She's only going to turn around with that love and respect the husband more. So if you have love and respect, love and respect, love and respect, you have a beautiful thing on the go. A beautiful thing that nobody can tear apart. But the minute we let pride come back in, then comes bitterness. Then comes resentment. Then we got quarrels. Then we're arguing back and forth. Release the pride from your marriage right away. Allow respect into your home instead of pride. You'll see such a big difference. And in Proverbs chapter 11, verse 2, when pride comes, then comes disgrace. But with humility comes wisdom. So listen. Start being more humble in your marriage. Don't be arrogant, be humble. Humble unto God. You will see, if you start bringing more respect into your marriage as opposed to pride, you will see the fights will tone down, the arguments will stop. You won't need to be competitive with each other. You won't be angry with each other. And I know it's easier said than done, but we have to try. We have to try to bring respect back into the table, back on the table. Bring respect back on the table in your marriage. Let pride go back out the door. Pride don't belong in our marriages. So if you always remain humble in your marriage will always remain blessed. Blessed by God. Pray that this message today blessed you, encourages you. I love you guys so much. Until the next one.